Alright guys, welcome back to yet another Bucky O'Hare review. And this is the last one I've got for now, but I know that they are making the Deadeye Duck. I think I saw the Storm Toad Trooper too. So I definitely am in on more. Probably him and then maybe 2 of the Storm Toad Troopers to go with the Commander at some point. We'll see. Once again, same card really, just that the picture of Jenny here, our first mate Jenny, is on here, and the same back with the bio card for her. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause right there. Again, very simple to open this thing up without actually destroying the blister packing or anything like that. So let's pull her on out and we'll take a look at her. So here's our first mate, Jenny, and out of getting her out of the package, I thought, holy smokes, with all this hair and stuff on the back, there's not a chance she stands. But she does. Now, obviously, she's cheating a little. Her tail is definitely holding her up. If that was not there, there's just no chance that she's standing. So, if you want the tail kind of posed to the side or any other way, you're definitely going to need some kind of action figure stand with this. Would have been very nice if they gave us something to clip onto her legs or whatever out of the box, but as far as I see, they didn't. We'll get to the accessories after. So one thing you didn't get to see when I took this out of the box is that I worked every single joint before I showed her all to you guys. The thing is that these leg pieces, because of how they're painted, the paint was applied later, and you can see it's kind of chipped a little down here. But to actually get that ankle rotation here, you kind of have to free up this joint down here a little by rocking it back and forth. Which the more you do it, the more it's chipping the paint off that piece. Would have really liked to have seen that piece installed after the leg was painted, because it kind of looks worse like that. And I don't think just having the little bit of black there, just because of the technical reasons, is all that big of a deal. But you can see one's wearing away bad and the other one is not. But those joints were completely frozen upon taking her out of the box. Every other joint, it worked. Like the knee, see, they didn't paint that there, so the knee works just fine. You see the black when it's curved. Not the most elegant, certainly doesn't hide the knee as well as Bucky did. But I mean, it's not really bad. Now I will say, the knees do move quite a bit. So even in the event that you have a stand here, she does kind of get a little, let me see if I can demonstrate this to you. She does get a little bit of like a wobble in the knees because of the weight. So whatever stand you have kind of has to grip her at the torso area to hold her up, or maybe even like the thigh would work. But just holding the feet is not going to work. And she does have pegs here to peg into something. I don't know if Bucky did. Yeah, Bucky did too. So I don't know if they intend some stands or something at some point, but there's no stands currently. Once again, the paintwork is done excellently. You can see just how nice the silver looks, and like the purple in the like gem in her headband is nice. Got a little bit of a mess on her hair, but that's probably just limited to mine. The light blue airbrushing on the hair looks nice. The tail's done, again, really nice, nicely sculpted. And it's on its own swivel and ball joint, kind of similar to like a Revoltech type joint. If you're familiar. And the tail does just fine, working like a third leg to hold her up. So the shoulders here, I'm not sure if they're rubberized, but the way they connect there, you can see they're behind the joint that plugs in here. And so when you pull it up, they kind of get in the way, but for the most part, she's pretty unhindered on the arm up here. You're not going to get her straight up and down, but it's fine. The elbow is on the rotation in the joint. Just be aware that because this is such a very skinny figure, it is a little worrisome that some of these pieces could kind of snap if you're not careful. So you might want to, instead of, like if something is seized up, put it in some hot water to rotate it. Don't just rotate it on your own. Legs are on the ball joint down here. You already saw the knee, and the head is on looks like a single ball joint. It could be a double based on how it's in there, but the neck doesn't give a lot of room to go back and forth. So for accessories, you have a number of things. You've got, I don't know, is that a 3-fingered devil horns? I'm not really sure what that would be. But 1 finger down, kind of Assassin's Creed-like, I guess. Of course, you got the obligatory "I'ma punch you in the face" fists. You also have the "come hither" type hands. I don't know, maybe she's pointing, but suggestive looking hands to me. You've got these little attachments, which I believe are intended to be kind of like, you know, some kind of psychic force. I believe they end up working similar to your Marvel Legends. So I'm assuming we're going to pop the hand off here and kind of slip this back in place here. And plug the hand back in, something like that, to kind of make it look like she's using a power. So I suppose that could be this hand, like this. You've got a left hand and a right hand that is kind of making like, looks like a Psylocke psychic knife. So let's go ahead and put these together in concert, as they say. That looks pretty cool with the effect here going on in the effect on the hand. I will say that she does have a hand that looks like it should be holding a gun or something. Like, it's very clearly holding a gun, and she doesn't have any weapon type accessory like that to go with it. Now Jenny here, she comes with 3 extra faces, and I want to point out in my Bucky review I said how much not fun it was to put the other face on. I want to point out that the face he comes packaged with just slotted on really nice and easy. And the same goes for the hand, just plugged right in, super easy. So I feel like the more you mess with the faces, the more they'll end up working. So we'll see if Jenny here is the same problem. And she comes with the one face, just kind of, you know, looks kind of happy here. And then we get in here and we try to rip her face off. There we go. Again, very difficult to get on and off, at least the first time. We got more of, I guess, just kind of like a smiling face, I suppose. Yeah, a little less expression than this one. I think this is the oddest combination of the two, because the paint on the lip is a little bit different, but ultimately, like, it doesn't look like her lips are closed, so I don't know, maybe she's just smiling. We've got one with her making a little kind of a snarky look on her face, a little bit more aggressive looking eyes. And then we've got one with her just kind of winking. And they go on, well, at least this one goes on much easier than Bucky's did. But it's got so much character. I really like her. Honestly, as long as you don't mind the tail to help stand her up, she gets into poses just fine. But you do need the tail. So let's bring her in next to Bucky here, just so you can see there's 2 of them. And if I recall correct, she was taller than him in like the cartoons and such. Also, for reference, here is your Figure Arts Leonardo. So you can see she's closer to that size, but I still don't think that they necessarily scale well with that. And then here's Metalhead once again. And again, like I said, if you're in on a classic or the modern Ninja Turtles, I feel like these guys look pretty good with them. They look better than the classic Ninja Turtles, let's be honest here, because the paint jobs and stuff just are more premium. But I still think that the type of toy it is fits in together, if that makes sense. So this is number 2. I definitely don't regret this one either. I do wish that the knees and stuff worked a little bit easier. Looking at what's coming up, they have Astral Projection Jenny, which they had at NJCC, and I believe she just had some translucent bits. Like, I don't need that. Stealth Mission Bucky, I can't remember. I think it was just like darker. And I hope that like the success of the line doesn't revolve around these repaints. You know what I'm saying? Because I have these. I don't really think that I need or would get those 2. Deadeye, sure. The Storm Toad Trooper, like I feel like I need 2 of them to go with their commander at some point. I can't remember what his name is, but I like the line, and I know that they have like a variation of Bucky. It's like Easter Bucky. It just looks like he's a chocolate bunny and stuff. Like, I get it, it's cool, but really, I hope that the core figures are selling good enough that they can, you know, I think Deadeye is definitely coming and probably the Storm Toad, but I hope that they complete, like, the core cast of characters, because there's just so much personality and care into this, and I am super happy I have them. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.